speaking of impact and the people in the places and circumstances, in this country that we come from, because Haiti's a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But oftentimes when you come from the hood and you begin establishing yourself in this industry, the places it places you in the public eye, right?
Okay.
And some people back home begin to act as though you've made all your dreams come true. And so now you should start working on their dream. Even for people that have established track records, it's often, before have you come across that though? Like, have you come across that where it's like, you got it, Spoon, come on.
Yeah.
Hook it up.
Yeah. I mean.
How you deal with that?
Listen. It'd be people you know, it'd be people you don't know. I get millions of messages about, I got a project that's going to light the world up. Bro, don't you think I got my own projects that I'm trying to do? Like that just goes out the window. And you see me with these projects, but they're getting financed by people. Do I make money from them? Yeah. Do I get rich from them? No. That's why there's no book. When I get rich, then the public, not the homies, not the whatever, would be interested in where did he come from. So now when I do that and I get to that plateau, now it's time for the book to come out, because now everybody wants to know, where did it come from? Like, how did you become this person? Then you become important to other people. Like right now, I'm important to loved ones. I'm important to my family. I'm important to myself. I'm important to my team. But to the world, till I win, they don't give a fuck about me.
That's right. Where's the proof?
They don't give a fuck about me.
Even for people that have established track records, it's often very difficult to get financial support in the film and television space. Who was the first person to give you a budget?
Shaft, KSR Music Group. He started with he didn't start. He started Little Kim, DJing. I think he was doing an internet business in Haiti. And then, of course, his client, historically, Cardi B. Now he has Hood Celebrity. Shout out to Hood Celebrity. Shout out to Shaft. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to KSR Music Group. Always my family. I just was in Puerto Rico for his birthday a couple of months ago. Dope weekend. Plenty of love, Can't complain. He's Haitian too.
Oh, that's dope.
I try to keep the Zoes in the mix.
I mean, hey, you got to do that. You got to do that. I was talking to the homie Unique Mac Audio.
Okay.
And he told me that you were familiar with his channel and which he's gotten very, very popular doing the prison story thing.
Yes, I heard.
Stuff like that. What would you say to people like Unique that have had unique experiences that would translate well into a film or television series and stuff like that, about, taking those things that they're doing short format in terms of the podcast, doing short format presentation and expounding on that and making it into something, that someone like you could do something.
I would tell him, number one, to pursue it, and number two, he has to get a script generated. A lot of people come to me with an idea. Again, like I said, I went to seminars, right? You tell me your idea, it ain't your idea no more.
That's
You
right.
can put it in the universe.
That's right.
So you can't, when a person, he stole my idea. Like, it ain't your idea no more once you tell someone. You know what I'm saying? So Robert Townsend taught me that in a seminar. Once you put it out there, it's out there. I don't want your idea. Go get me a script, write a script down, that way I could tell you, by reading your script, how much it's going to cost for me to produce this script. And depending on what kind of talent you're in, what kind of talent you want, I'll be able to figure out what this is going to cost you. But I can't tell you what, like people be like, yo, what it costs to shoot a movie? I don't know. It could cost you $10,000 to shoot a movie. It ain't going to be a good movie, but So you can't ask me what it costs to shoot. Oh, I got a doctor. Yo, my life is the bomb. Like, yo, bro, everybody got a street story.
Indeed.
It's a street story in every fucking city. What makes yours so special? If your story ain't special, if your story ain't linked to probably something within the hip-hop world, because there's drug lords everywhere. That's the same old story. What makes your story different? Like, okay, you was getting money over there. This nigga was getting money over there. You killed 100 niggas over there. They killed 100 people over there. What makes you special? Like, for example, Preem's story is interlocks with Murder Inc. Cat's story changed laws. He's not the first person that probably did, well, he didn't do this. He's not the first person whose team is associated with a police officer getting killed. You have bank robbers that banged out with police all day. Chaz escaped from jail as a lawyer. Chaz was robbing banks while he was on work release. That's a story. And going back to prison after he robbed the bank, like, that's a story. You got to do more than just you was getting money. You know what I'm saying? BMF, that's a story. They changed the whole culture. They got a whole culture behind them. That's a story. And that's why they got a story.
Right. So, one last question. After all your experiences, going through the system and dealing with how I've read a lot of the paperwork around your situation, some of the ridiculousness of some of the agreements of some of the people who've cooperated against you, some of the things they agree to, some of the things they subject themselves to, the dehumanization, the demoralization that they subject themselves to, what you go through in the prison, what you go through in courtrooms and so forth. Do you think that if young people in the hood were given a semester of education on how the operations of the institutions of criminal justice and corrections actually impacts lives, the lives of those who are caught up in it, you think they'd be less inclined to choose the streets as a route? Not you can go to jail for 25 years. No, what it is like to be in a courtroom, it is like to live day to day in a prison.
Well, I think the first thing that people got to realize is when you go to jail, you're not the only one doing time. Your family is doing time. Your kids is doing time. Your wife is doing time. It ain't just you. You could say, yo, I'm doing what I do to make sure I put food on the plate for them. But you hustle for 2 years. Let's look at, all right, so we do the math. If I make, say, $10,000 a week, how much is that in a year? $500,000. If I go to jail for 20 years, what is that $500,000 equivalent to? Nothing. Is it worth it?
Calculable.
So it's like you could do stuff now, but you got to do stuff for them forever. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. Through trials and tribulations with my children, I still go through something with one of my offsprings now. Like, we don't speak. I put them through so much trauma because I didn't put them first. I put the family first. So I put them through things that they shouldn't have been put through. And again, like I say, my grandkids, I don't want them to never see, hear, none of that. So it's like when they call, I'm coming, because they first.
Well, Luc, I really appreciate you coming here and sharing your story here on Vlad TV, being as honest and as humble as you are, and giving that insight that can only come through hard-earned experience, man. I can't tell you how proud I am that you persevered through all your hardships and the betrayals and stuff like that. That stuff can really break a person, right? And, to come to this point where you're having this kind of impact is significant, bro. And I wish you well in all your endeavors. I look forward to, watching you do great things.
That's all I'm going to do is some great things.
You dig? And, yeah, man, thank you very much, man.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. I guess the takeaway from this ultimately is less exposition, more execution. Stop talking, start doing. Vlad TV out.